In previous video we have covered the configuration related to material type, and we have covered I'll come from the main initial screen, then you will understand. See, we are in PRO reference ing, and in logistic general we were in materials master. Here we have configured basic settings related to master data we have configured. So first, in one video I have covered define output format of material numbers, and remaining these material type related configurations in one video, and in previous video I have covered these two things, maintain company code for material management, and these global settings I have covered in previous video. So now we will see this configuration, remaining configuration in material master. Today in this video I am going to discuss about these configurations. So these are mainly related to data screen sequence, and what are the order and all those things, order of screens and all those things, it will come here. So meanwhile I will open one material master here. So what we are discussing today is, whenever we are in creating material master, so what are the screens allowed? We have seen this, what are the user departments, depending upon the user departments in the material type we will get these views, but these views are in particular order. See, suppose first views are basic data 1, basic data 2, classification view, sales view. This order is defined in these configurations. Here in define these things are no, this configure the material master, these configurations are there no, in these orders we have defined, we can define. So whichever the view, suppose you want classification view at last you want classification view, so that you can control. So I will explain here in configuration. So first we will go to this first tab, that is define structure of data screens for each screen sequence. See, first I will do one thing. I will took screenshot here. See, here we are seeing define structure of data screens for each screen sequence. See, when I execute this thing, we have one screen sequence defined here. This is nothing but a screen sequence number. So this is a description. So there are many screen sequences which will cover. If you go inside this thing, it will be having data screens, which are the data screens, and which is the order, what is the order of these screens. So here you can see, for this this is a standard SAP system given screen sequence. This dollar symbol and 1 is 0. This is MRS is a standard SAP given screen sequence. In this, what are the data screens available, and which have also priority also, screen number also. See, screen number is 7, 8, 9 like this. So basic data 1, 2, sales view, like this we have all the views names here, what are the allowed views names. And in this view, see, again you can see the subscreens also. So subscreen in the sense, I'll come to material master here. See, these are the main screens. I'll select now I'll open this thing. See, this is the main screen. So this is basic data 1, basic data 2, this is the sequence. So like that we have subscreens also. This material This is one subscreen, this general data is there, no, this is one subscreen, this dimension and ENs, this is one subscreen. So this order also we can decide here. See, this is under main screen 1, screen sequence number 1, we have subscreen 7. See, I will show the main, first I will show the main screen. See, this is the main screen which I was showing in this material master, no, this is the main screen in basic data 1. So basic data 1 screen is displaying here. I'll come back. See, under this we have subscreens. See, this is the screen number 7 is for this basic data view 1. So see, this is for entire thing. So now I will show you the subscreens. If you click on subscreens, so this is the first subscreen. So in material master you can see here. So this is the first subscreen. Next I will move. See, next this is the first subscreen. Next if I come down, see, main, under main screen sequence 1, 7 is the screen sequence for basic data view, and under this we have subscreens also. So subscreen 2 I will display now. It is not selecting actually. See, here we have, this is the second screen. So next if I come down here, this is the next screen, authorization group. Next screen in the sense, what are the screens allowed here. So this authorization screen, it is not displayed here, it is hidden. So we have, again we can maintain this order. In the next steps we can maintain this order, but now we can just see what are the screens, how it is showing here. This is a material master, right? So next subscreen is view subscreen. So this see competitor, what are the views are there, it is showing here. See, packaging material data, packaging material data. Now in this step you can see only these are there in standard system. Standard system, what is the arrangement, it is showing here, but not the order which you configured. So this is the standard, but in this you can select your own order that we have in, see, in this configuration just we have in this what are the views allowed. So when you come here, see, here we have maintain order and order of main and additional screen. In this transaction we will maintain what is the order for our requirement, what is the order we will maintain here. But this is the main, this is like a master data, it will show whatever the fields are there, whatever the views are there, it will show. See, similarly secondary views, if I open this thing, secondary views will be there. Secondary views in the sense, see, whenever we create material master, see, this is the main screens, we have additional screens also. I'll show you now. See, if I click here, the additional data, so I didn't select all the views, that's why it is not. I will show you again. See, if I execute this thing, here you have screens. This is description, unit of measure, additional EAN, documented data. See, these are the subscreens. Subscreens in the sense additional views. These are the additional views. So these many additional views are there. So that here it has given. See, this is the description, unit of measure. It has given whatever the views are allowed. It is like a catalog. Whatever the possibilities are there, it is there here. But whatever you want in your master data, you can configure in next steps. So this is catalog for subscreens, and in the sense additional screens. This is a sorry, no, I am not making any changes here. This is like a catalog for main screens. See, this is a catalog for main screen, main data screens. See, these are all the views are there. See, whatever the possibilities there, all the views are there. So next you have understood here. Next we will move here, next transaction, that is maintain order of main and additional screen. In this step we will maintain order of these screens. See, here this is our standard, we are into this standard screen sequence. So I will execute this thing, I will open this thing. So you can see now. See, what is the sequence? This sequence we will define here. So screen number is 7. See, screen number is 7, and this is the first screen for in our material data, master data. It is a first screen for us. So similarly, see, basic data 1, 2, these are the first two screens. Next it comes 23. In main sequence it is at 23. Screen number is 23. But in our material master data, we want it at third level. At third step we want this thing. So this order we can configure here. See, I will show you here. See, this is the way exactly it is coming from. See, /n mm01 I will open. See, first I am opening. See, first two views are basic data 1, 2. Here also basic data 1, 2 is there. Next is classification, and then next is sales. Classification, sales, whatever the order we have given here, it will display in material master screen, this screen. So this is how. If you now, I will show what now you might not be understanding this thing. I will just execute. I will give one example. So now this classification view is at third stage, at third number. I'll make it at purchasing is there. No, I will bring it here, and I'll bring this classification view at the place of purchasing view. So now you can understand what is the importance of this thing. So I will go here. See, classification view, the serial number is 30 and purchasing is at 90. So what I will do, I will make purchasing view 30 and classification view 90. So it will be interchanged. So I will enter and I will save it. See, now if I again execute this transaction, you can see the difference. Ashen mm01, if I come here, now same for this only I am executing. See, now you can see the difference. Purchasing view came at third place and classification view replaced at purchasing. So this order we can control here. In this transaction, see, similarly these additional screens are there. For that also we have screen serial number. According to this number, that will be displayed in while creating material master. So now again I will make as it is. It was previously 90 and the classification view was what 30. See, I will save and come back. See, now you understood this thing. Here these two are basically like catalog of main screens, main views and sub views, main views and subscreens, main screen, data screens and subscreens. So this is like catalog for secondary screens. Secondary screens in the sense we have whenever we go, I'll select all. See, these are the secondary views. These are the main views, main data screens, and these are the secondary views. These are the secondary views. See, these are the secondary views. This order also defined here. Again, you can, if you want, you can see maintain order of main and additional screen. These are the additional screen. See, I'll open. These are the main screens. These are the additional screen. See, additional screens also are in this order only. See, first description, unit of measure, and additional EAN. I'll show it here. Description, unit of measure, additional EAN. See, like that, same order it is there. If you want to change that also, you can change here. So next I will come. Next we will see. See, assign screen sequence to user, material type, transaction, industry sector. So if you control this screen sequence at transaction level, if you execute one transaction, suppose if you want to execute mm01, you want different sequence. In mm02 you want different sequence. So, and similarly for material type also you want different sequence. For industry sector, or depending on the industry sector also you want different sequence. Then we can do it here in this configuration. We can do it here. So in our case, see, this is our for particular. See, this is the first. I will select first one. This is our presently activated screen sequence. This is the what we are using now. See, if you see this one for transaction screen reference, see, for mm01 we have given transaction screen reference 01. So here you can see this screen reference for transaction 01 is assigned here. And again you should select this thing, user screen reference you select. So user means who is the user. For depending upon particular user, we can assign the screen sequence. See, now my user ID is this one, 19 user 5 is there. No, this is my user ID. For this I have assigned this screen reference, that is star. See, that I will show again here. So for user I have assigned this star. Similarly for material type, ROH and FERT, right? Now whatever we are using now, here you can see. So for ROH I have assigned this thing, star. See, for material type this one. For FERT I have assigned ROH somewhere, yeah. And now industry sector, for industry sector I will show you. For industry sector, M mechanical engineering, see this is a screen reference number. So depending upon this combination, it will fetch this screen sequence, and at order of this order. See, for this screen sequence we have maintained this order. So this order it will fetch from here. If you want to make your own changes, you can make all this thing. Not making any changes now. Now we have seen this thing: assign screen sequence to user or material type, transaction, industry sector. We have whatever the screen sequence we have defined here, and whatever the order we have maintained for main screen and distance screen. This screen sequence we have assigned to user, material type, transaction, and industry sector. If you want, you can vary depending upon user, material type. For material type you want different in the different screen sequence. For transaction, if you want different sequence. For industry sector, if you want different sequence, that you can arrange here. So keep it in mind, don't change this standard screen sequence. So make use of these things only, then you can make changes. So whatever the sequence and whatever the combination you want, you can do. For transaction MM01, if you want to assign different things, you can assign that also. So now this is this step, and now sorry. So now we have defined how maintenance status are determining data transfer. So it is not relevant for us actually. So it is of no importance. Now next we will go see maintain user settings. So this here you can see, for user we have defined, right? For particular user, whatever the defaults you want, you can maintain here. See, I am giving my username is username 19 user 5 is my user ID. So for this I have assigned industry sector M, and next I will go here organization level industry sector, organization level industry. So for 19 user 1, I'll make changes here. Screen sequence I'll change, or I'll define one more screen sequence. I'll do one thing. Username I need to enter 19 user 5 is my user ID. For this order screen sequence I will assign standard whatever we have discussed this MRS. I will assign this screen sequence. Oh, if you want to default plant and storage locations also, you can define a default. For your understanding, I will do one set configuration and I will show you storage location. See, I will make storage location also. And organization level data we have entered, industry sector data we have entered. First I will so it is showing for user 5 already we have some data defined. So 19 user 1 here you have, right? See, this was maintained actually. So we don't organization level retail, right? Organization industry plant. So it has taken this thing. Next, for view selection, industry and retail. While 19 user 5, say for 19 user 5, see whatever the fields mandatory we have selected here. The purchasing, in the sense it will come default already activated. If you go and see accounting view 1 2, MRP 1 2 3 4, costing 1 2, see these are already pre-selected. So this configuration is coming from here. See costing view, MRP view. So these are pre-selected. For 19 user 1, this is my user ID. 19 user 5, I think, yeah. See for this we have already this pre-selected, that's why those are reflecting here. See user is 19 user 5. So yeah, I was confused here. See 19 user 5 I didn't define for here. 19 user 5, so I already defined it here. So 19 user 5, see I'll delete this thing. For 19 user 5, this is my user ID. So sorry, 19 user 5, right? 19 user 5. So by mistake I have deleted now. So now again it will take or not, I will again see, I will make entries here. Name 19 user 5, so user ID, sequence I will give it as whatever the original, sorry, this one I'll give, and plant will be, I'll make this plant default, plant and storage location also I will make it default. So marked for deletion, so same key I have marked for deletion, that's why it is not making me to allowing me to enter this thing. So define, if I enter these things here, so what it will do, whenever I enter this thing, see now how this defaultly selected views are arriving here. So similarly same this default values will come for plant and storage location. For 19 user 5 I have deleted that user, that's why it is not showing. So if I want to define, but I need to give again different sequence, so then it will show. So I'll show one more time. I'll create the same user but sequence I'll give different. 19 user 5, user 5 is there, user 5 I will select screen sequence, I'll select ZA. This is the same as like MRS is, for that only from that only I copied. So I'll make this thing default here, 0001. So this key also marked for deletion, I need to take different again. If I take this one it will allow. see now it is allowing, but screen sequence will be different. For 19 user 5, whatever the default is there, it will come. See, organization view selected, these selected views will become will display, and this organization level, this will be displayed, and industry sector automatically default for 19 user 5 mechanical is there. See, whenever I go to create this material master, no, this industry sector will come by default. I'll show you. Now I selected here aerospace, right? But when I go to create first for again from start, it will select industry sector mechanical automatically, and these views are configured there. And now if I execute plant and store location, it will take automatically. So here we have assigned different storage location, different data actually, that's why it is not showing. So that we have deleted, right? I didn't save this configuration. I think this organization level industry is there, no? For 19 user 5 screen sequences, 9 default is there. See, I will come again. PRO logistic general material master, we are configuring here, right? So for user, maintain user settings, in maintain user settings, so for user 19 user 5, so we are unable to define our organization level since we have deleted whatever the configurations I have made before. I have deleted for 19 user 5 and user 5 combination. See, I have deleted this thing for 19 user combination 01 user 5, and for screen sequence combination this is there, no? The standard MRS configuration is there, no? MRS screen sequence is there, no? For that I had already defined that one for 19 user 5 and this $1 and 9860 combination I had defined already, but unfortunately by mistake I have deleted that one. But instead of that I have defined this one 19 user 5. For this I have made some, instead of 9860 I have made 9861 plant as default, and this storage location. So now you can see similarly how these views are selected for 19 user 5, how these default views are coming, right? Similarly now this organization level, this default plant and storage location will come. See, this is depending upon this screen sequence, this thing will come. For this screen sequence, this plant and storage location will be default. Similarly here also I will show you now. I will go to transaction mm01 /n mm01. I will come here. See, for mechanical engineering it is default. For raw material, see, these views are pre-selected, and when I execute this thing, now you can see this plant 9861 and storage location 0001 come default by default. So that configuration we have done here. 19 user 5, these are the default. So for 19 user 5 we have made, for this screen sequence, this plant and storage location we have made default, and these views also we have made default, selected views we also made, and industry sector mechanical art, by default it will come mechanical engineering. So if I make it, if I tick it as indicator, hide indicator here, so what will happen, I will save these configurations. Now you see, if I go to MM01, now industry sector will not come here. See, industry sector is not there, only material type it is coming. So that configuration you can do it here. So again I am unticking as it was there previously. So this configuration, this controls here. So these are the configurations under this configure the material master related to screen sequence and whatever the control we can, or screen sequence and subscreens, what are the order, and depending upon the order how we assign to material type, users, transaction codes and industry sector we are seen here. So next we will see this related to field. Now related to screens we have seen the settings. In the next video we will see related to fields. So these are the, if I show it here, MM01, slash in MM01, if I come here, see these are the views, right? These are the views and these are the screens and subscreens. Now we have under screens and subscreens we have fields. See, under this subscreen general data we have this base unit of measure as one field, material group one field, like that all the field related data we can control in this configuration. So here we can control field selection related configurations, we can do it here. We will do on next video. So thank you.